End of week 4. And I started last week giving you an idea of what a sample paper could look like through week 3. I thought I would do the same thing through week 4. So if you're following along, week 1 we did the cover page. Week 2 we did the introduction portion. Week 3 we did the personal overview as well as the motivations. And then, so starting this week, in week 4, we talked about challenges and issues I will or may face. And so, what I've done here is I've pretended that I'm you again. I've pretended that I am a student, and I have written in what I feel would be a good addition to the cumulative paper this week. And so I'll just get started here. Adult students face challenges and issues that traditional students may not face. For some students, it has been many years since they have been in college, in a college program or class. Making the decision to enroll in a degree program is a good first step. However, identifying the challenges that may be ahead is equally important to recognize. So, what I've done here, between the heading that I've provided in the template, is a small, what I'll call a mini introduction for this upcoming section. And so the first challenge that I've identified, and you'll see that this is key for many people, it may be key for you, is establishing work-life balance is a challenge. So here's what I put here. In addition to going to college, I am a parent with 2 children, a spouse, and a full-time worker. My weekly schedule was already full before I added the title of student to my current list of activities. One of the biggest challenges for non traditional students is trying to balance all the job titles and activities. So, what I did was I went to the CSU online library and I found a source that helps me prove that work life balance is an issue. It's not just something that I'm experiencing. It's an issue that many people do. So again, as I did last week, I've gone out and found research to support the points I'm making, and you need to do that as well. Don't use this, use something else, that you can find by researching at the CSU online library. Trying to establish effective time management practices is important to finding success in all my goals and activities. Okay, so that's the first challenge that I listed. The second challenge that I listed would be financial challenges. Working adult students may have more life expenses than a traditional student coming directly out of high school. If that represents you, then you know that's true. Rather than rely on parents, they must provide their own tuition funding in addition to all the other expenses required to raise a family. My workplace does not provide any type of tuition assistance for employees returning to college to get a degree. Because of that, I am responsible to pay for the entire cost of my education. Financial challenges sometimes impact non traditional students by not letting them consider returning to college. Others who are returning to college may have to take longer to complete their degree because they must balance financial requirements. And that is another outside source. So, as I say before in these, I would like for you to have a supporting source from the CSU online library for each one of these sections. That's what research is all about. And research is something that you're going to need to get used to in this degree program. So don't fight that. Learn how to use the CSU online library to find those sources that will help support your opinions. And then the final challenge that I've listed would be reading and writing discipline. I've been out of school for 10 years. Because of that, I am not familiar and do not remember many of the key reading and writing disciplines that I experienced back then. Is that key for some of you as well? For many non-traditional students, the length of time since they were last in an academic classroom causes them to feel like they are starting all over. And again, this is a source that I found at the CSU online library that would help provide proof that that is an issue for other people and not just me. The challenge of developing an effective reading and writing process will be difficult for me. I remember very little about writing papers, formatting them, and conducting research to support my ideas. Okay? So, what I've done this week in the cumulative paper is I've added this section on challenges and issues that I may face: work life balance, financial challenges, reading and writing discipline. So maybe you all have some of the same challenges. So that's how I would have added to this paper this week. Next week, we're going to be providing solutions for the challenges that I've presented up here. And I'll do a video at the end of the week to help you along in that pathway as well. The key thing, and I've emphasized this several times, but the key thing is to make sure that you go out and you conduct research at the CSU online library. There are videos that are placed out there, but if you need help and you have specific things that you don't understand, you need to reach out to me. We'll do a Zoom call. I'll help you in any way that I possibly can so that you become familiar with that. Because not only do you need it for this course, you're going to need it in future courses in this program as well. Okay? Have a good week.